Hi, and welcome to Mods. We're keeping you connected to inspiring science with virtual camp discovery brought to you by Citrix, the museum's official innovation partner. Get ready to learn about water runoff and why it can be harmful to our environment. Go with the flow as we show you how the aquifer works in Florida. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael and this is
Brady.
Today, we're gonna talk about water. And not just drinking water, but how do we get to drinking water? How does the state of Florida get its water? And why that's so important. And then also why it's kind of bad to really have runoff and use pesticides and just dump oil wherever you want, especially in the state of Florida. So first things first, I have drinking water here.
Yeah.
But how does Florida get its water?
So Florida gets its drinking water through a network of underground aquifers, water that has gone deep underground through the water cycle, gone through the soil, through the limestone bedrock of the state, and eventually after it does that, it filters out into a pretty pure water deep underground.
So limestone, so if I dug deep enough, I would hit limestone, which is kind of why I can't have a basement or okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the ground's very soft here. And but deep underground Florida is a network of caves, and in those caves is our underground aquifers where we get our drinking water from.
And that's all fresh,
very
crystal
fresh.
Clean water.
Yes.
So we want to be very careful about what we're putting on the ground. Mm-hmm. For example, pesticides all over our crops or all over our grass, or oil. I just dump my oil wherever I want.
Well, yeah, anytime it rains or it fills up rivers, anytime the rivers are going, any streams of water is picking up whatever it comes with it. So if there's oil on the ground, if there's dirt or pollution or different chemicals and stuff, it's going to pick that up and be part of the water here on the surface.
And that's not just here in South Florida though, because our water literally comes from the northern part of Florida, and then it flows all the way down to South Florida, because we're kind of like the gathering ground of all of that water.
Yeah, absolutely. We're in that watershed. And underground aquifers fill up from the water coming through the ground down into the caves.
So kind of a fun thing that our viewers can do at home is we're actually going to show them how to create their own water filter.
Yeah, or just kind of simulate how the water filters down going into that aquifer.
So what kind of items do we have here?
So the first thing we're going to have is a water bottle like you just drank out of. We're going to cut the bottom off of that so that it's hollow, so that it kind of opens up the bottom.
And I can do this bigger, I could do a 2-liter bottle or a 1-liter bottle.
Sure, whatever you have laying around. And we kind of want to simulate our earth here a little bit to kind of get that, but we want to help it a little bit with our chemistry here. So we're going to start with maybe a coffee filter, maybe a couple coffee filters.
Okay, so it's kind of acts almost like a cheesecloth, really, where it's...
Something like that, kind of the same thing. We're straining out, right, the particles, the physical stuff, to get us some clean water.
And we're keeping the lid on this, right? Because we don't want anything to fall out yet. We want it all to stay
yeah,
in the
just
bottle.
for now, we're going to keep the lid on. Maybe a couple of your favorite cotton balls in here.
Ugh. I do not like cotton.
That deep in there. Maybe a little bit of sand.
So these are, cotton, not naturally found, of course. It grows, but it's not going to layer into the ground like this because people are using it for other purposes.
Yeah, this is just a way to kind of filter out our own water for the purpose of this experiment. I got some sand on the bottom of that. That's okay. We want to get our filter kind of catching everything. And maybe a few rocks to give us our rock layer here on the earth. And now we've kind of simulated, we have a few different layers, right? And the point of that is just there's different layers in between the surface of the earth here and the aquifer that we're simulating here. And kind of in the same way that the bigger water plants and stuff, our technicians with our municipal water supply do it on a larger scale, simulating kind of what the core of the earth does with different man-made and household items.
So ideally, our really dirty water here, we created this beforehand, and this has got oil and dirt and just sediment in it. If we pass it through this water filter, on the other end, it should clean itself out, right?
Should.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see if we can maybe give that a shot.
So we're going to open up the bottom now.
Open up the bottom. Maybe going to let some of that excess sand get out of there. All right. So now we have a little funnel here, and everything's kind of piled up on our filter. And we have a whole little contraption there.
Okay.
So let's try putting it.
So we're going to pour some water. I'll help you. Pour some water right through this, and we're gonna see.
how it comes out.
So I see that we got the sediment out of there, but I noticed that the oil has still passed through, so obviously I can't drink that water.
Sure, because a water filter, whether natural here, like through the ground of the earth, or what you would have at your house or the municipal water plant, is really just getting out the physical particles, like the sand, the dirt, any kind of particulate matter that can be physically removed from it. It's straining that out. Things like oil and stuff that might also filter through that is also going to be part of the water. So the water that you would be filtering out of your homemade filter might not be safe to drink. You might want to boil that or something just to get it to get any other bacteria and things like that out of the water.
Gotcha, okay. Well, thank you so much for showing us that. This was quite entertaining and fun. Nice to know that in Florida we have many layers that clean the water so that we can then drink it and feel much better about it. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Virtual Camp Discovery. Special thanks to Citrix, Mod's official innovation partner, for powering this series. Please stay safe and connected with Mods by visiting our social channels at MODSFTL.